There's a lot of controversies happening right now about the UAE Golden Visa. Recently, a company called TON came out with an offer saying, look, if you stake 100,000 US dollars of our coin, we will give you a Golden Visa for $35,000. And 2 days later, the UAE government came out and said, no, that is not true. You cannot get a Golden Visa by staking crypto. A couple of days after that, somebody posted that Indian citizens can get a Golden Visa for just 100,000 dirhams for around 27,000 US dollars. Again, the UAE government said, no, that is not true. And this highlights how many people want the Golden Visa, but they don't want to make an investment. But they don't want to put money into their bank account, into their company. They don't want to put 2 million dirham because you can put 2 million into your personal account and also 2 million into a company, and you will get a Golden Visa. There's not only the property route, although a lot of our clients do that. And if you don't want to buy a property outright, you can also get an off-plan property, and you don't have to put down the 2 million dirham. You can put a lot less. You will have to pay it over time, but you can get the Golden Visa starting from now. There is another way that high-level entrepreneurs, high-level investors, our clients, like this one, for example, you can see this example right here. You can see the Golden Visa is issued in 2025. Obviously, it has been heavily blurred out to protect their privacy until 2035, and it says Golden Card. And we do these every single week. Not through one of these schemes of, oh, you put money into a crypto fund, oh, you pay this. No, it's through nomination. Similarly to how I talk about getting citizenship by merit and by nomination, you can get Golden Visas, elite visas, long-term residency permits for the value that you bring to a country. If you have a top-level passport, because I get this question all the time, do you work with Pakistanis, with Nigerians, with Lebanese people? Unfortunately, for nomination specifically, the UAE doesn't even accept St. Kitts citizens unless you were born in a favorable country. For example, let's say you were born in London, and now you got St. Kitts citizenship to protect yourself against the UK government because you think they're taxing you too much or you think they're chasing you all over the world. That's okay because you're also a UK citizen or you were born in the UK. But if you were born in a place like Iraq, for example, or Syria or Nigeria or any of these countries, you would not be eligible with a St. Kitts passport. The UAE is very strict on who they let through, specifically for the Golden Visa by nomination. You also need to have a business or an investment portfolio or something of value that you can bring to the UAE, and then you can go through a formal process. This isn't just paying somebody and getting approved. This has to go through the proper channels. There is strong due diligence. Every single client goes through deep due diligence by the UAE government, and they check everything. They find if you had a court case 7 years ago. They find if you had some issues with a company 10 years ago. They find if you had a weed charge, anything. They will find it out. And if you have a criminal record, unfortunately, you will not be accepted for this Golden Visa. So if you are clean, you have a clean criminal record, your funds are clean as well, and you have value to bring to the country, they can give you a Golden Visa by nomination, and you don't need to make the investment as long as the value is good enough. I'll give you an example, just like the client that I showed you right here, the blurred image. Let's say you're a US citizen, Canadian, German, any nationality that is favorable to the UAE, and there's a lot of them. You can book a call with us actually, and we can discuss if this is a good option for you. Let's say you have an e-commerce business, like one of our clients, he has a supplement business in the European Union, huge business, making more than 10 million a year. He can show that he's valuable to the country. He can show that he doesn't have a criminal record. He can show that he's a high-value individual, and he will get a 10-year Golden Visa. As you can see from the example, he will get a Golden Card in the UAE without actually having to deposit the 2 million dirham in a bank account, without actually having to buy property in the UAE, anything like that. And this can serve as the perfect plan B because you don't actually even need to go to the UAE. Only in the first step, because you need to go to your biometrics and a medical check, also important. You cannot have a crazy disease. We've had clients that have gone through the process and they get rejected and deported, actually not fully deported, but they get a letter saying that they need to leave the country because they have a specific disease that the UAE does not want people to have. And we're very clear with people. So if you have that, that's only happened twice. So probably not your case. High value person, money is clean, good business, good investments. You pass the medical check, you pass the biometrics, you get your golden visa. You don't even need to go to the UAE during those 10 years and you can keep it valid. Whereas with the 2-year residency permit through a company, you have to go to the UAE every 6 months. Every 6 months, you need to fly to the UAE. And if you're living in Singapore, you're living in Latin America, you're living somewhere else in the world, let's say in New Zealand or something like that, this can be your perfect plan B in case you ever decide to go to the UAE in the future. I have a client right now from the UK who's thinking about relocating at some point. His children are not yet finished with school, so it's not a realistic thing right now. He wants them to finish school before they relocate in the next 3 to 4 years, but he's going to get the UAE golden visa for now. He's going to start opening bank accounts in the UAE for now, so that then when the kids finish school, they can all move very easily, and you can obviously sponsor your whole family. You will need documents to prove that they are your family, like a postal birth certificate, a postal marriage certificate, and so on. But you can sponsor your whole family, you can sponsor your wife, you can sponsor anybody, and all of you can get a golden visa by nomination, thanks to you being nominated as the main applicant. And obviously, because there's so much green, I'm not in Dubai right now. I'm in Lithuania, small Baltic country, where we actually do citizenship by descent. There is a cemetery over there of people from World War II. So if your ancestors died during World War II, potentially you could get Lithuanian citizenship by descent, which will also help. And also these countries in the east, you can't say Eastern Europe here, but in the east of the European Union, do offer citizenship by merit for specific people. If you want to learn all about it, and you also want to get a golden visa or anything really in investor migration, click the link below, book a call. I'll see you there. Apart from golden visas, if you are a high-value individual with a good citizenship, with a clean criminal record, you can even get citizenship in many countries without actually having to live there. Even in the Balkan area of Europe, in Latin America, in many countries that want you to bring your business over, that want you to be part of their country because they see potential in you as a future taxpayer, as a future investor. Maybe you're going to buy property in that country. Maybe you will pay taxes there. Maybe you will hire people in that country, and we can show that properly to the government that you are a high-value individual that is going to contribute to that country. The same thing that we do in the UAE for the golden visa, so that you don't need to invest. The same thing we do it so that you don't actually have to go and live 5 years or 10 years in some cases. For example, in the case of Austria, you can go live in Austria 5 to 6 years, learn German, integrate to the country and so on, and become Austrian. Or you can invest 5 to 8 million euros, show that you're a high-value individual, and then get Austrian citizenship in the exact same way without even having to renounce your original nationality. Because there's a lot of countries that we talk about here that don't offer dual nationality to people that naturalize in the normal way. But if they naturalize through presidential decree, through merit, by the government approving you directly by nomination, then those rules don't apply to you. And this is what Wealthy Expat is about. We look for countries that want our wealth, that want us to come there, nominate us for a golden visa, long-term residency permit, and citizenship without actually following the rules that all these thousands or millions of other people are following, because we have that special contribution to the country. Also, I want to tell you to be skeptical of any golden visas or any residency permits that you see being launched magically that don't make any sense. For example, the crypto staking one. Oh, stake 100K. And a lot of people were publishing this. A lot of people were posting it on Twitter or on X. A lot of people that have a good reputation in this space are saying, oh, you can get it through crypto. No, you can't. No, it's not possible. So be very skeptical. A lot of Indian clients message us and they're like, oh, can I get it for 100K dirham? No, you can't. No, you can't. And there's a lot of nationalities that they don't allow getting fast golden visas. So just be skeptical. Obviously, be skeptical at anything that you hear online about getting citizenship or golden visas. Research it properly, see that if it's legal, and actually meet the company, meet the people in order to go through with that process. If you want to learn a little bit more about how the UAE golden visa by nomination works, you can check out the video right here. I explain it even more in detail on how the whole process works, how you get nominated, how you actually get that golden visa, and many more details. Check them out right here.